Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Heart and Teaching. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to make another video for you as I am exploring the new features of Jamboard. And I realized, wow, on my channel here that my latest Jamboard videos have the ancient Jamboard features when Jamboard was rolling out. So I wanted to, since I've been using Jamboard almost every day, I wanted to share some of the new jams that I've made with you, especially for those teachers who are actually going back to remote. Maybe you are hybrid and face-to-face learning and you hadn't had the chance to explore Jamboard. So today I'm sharing my screen with you using Screencastify, and I'm sharing the new classroom screen that I've been using for the past month. So again, Happy New Year, and thank you for subscribing and coming back to Heart and Teaching. Let's dig in. So as you can see on my screen, Classroom Screen is used in between my periods so that students can take their break. And some of the tools and features of Classroom Screen are down here at the bottom. So I always faithfully use my timer so that everyone's on the same page with how much time they have left. And I'm going to start talking a little faster because I do want to get into Jamboard and I don't want this to be a long video. So the calendar is also optional, so that students know what day it is. They don't have to rely on parents or another calendar or any other distractions around them. You can easily take that off with Xing it out. You can add any text, just similar to a Google Doc. So today I just put Happy New Year. Please take your break. Be sure to grab materials that you will need. So this is a nice little nonverbal, so that everyone's on the same page. You can move it around your screen. One of my favorite features here besides the timer is the video. You can play some music on there. And one of the best ways to use this video besides music is you can really upload tutorials. You can upload any kind of previous Google Meet recordings that you might have, so that way they have a tutorial of an upcoming lesson that is about to begin. So you could embed any video or apply any link to that video. Right down here, you can see that feature. You can upload an image, video, anything. Traffic light signifies red. There should be no talking in between classes. Or you can allow them, hey, you can whisper with your friends. Here are some of the Ask a Neighbor, some of the icons that you can use to introduce any kind of nonverbal signals and ways in which you want them to use this break time. Now, let's dig in. Jamboard. Jamboard has new features. So let's get into Jamboard. So Classroom Screen is a tab also that stays open all day long because I use the free version. If you use the free version, you're not really you're not permitted to save anything for the next day. So every morning I start a new Classroom Screen, which is fine with me because sometimes our principal leaves words of wisdom messages and I use that as a video. So just keep that in mind. Classroom Screen is not free, but the free version, you just have to use it. You have to remake it every day. Let's dig into Jamboard. So I didn't plan this video, as with my channel. When I get excited about something, I just start making it. So I didn't plan anything, so I'm going to start with my drive. So I want to first start out with some jams that I have used just recently. So one of the jams that I used recently was our New Year's jam as the students came back to school. So the fun part about this was you could now, let's talk about some of the new features. You can now set your background to anything you want. So see how it says set background. I'm just going to move my face up there. Set background. I decided to use a Giphy or a GIF or whatever for the background. And then this jam is already used. I made a copy. Actually, no. I did not make a copy for each student. For this one, I allowed my students to edit the file. So when I shared this in Google Classroom, here's my Google Classroom, right? It was growing and practicing. It was a welcome back activity. Right now, I am currently in my Google Classroom and I'm showing you how I created an assignment. This was my Jamboard here. And when I created that assignment, the students were allowed to edit. Nope, I want to go back. I want to show you. I'm going to edit because I want you to see. Okay, so when I made this assignment, it says students can edit file. That is important. Just remember, when you allow students to edit the file, they can change anything really you have on here unless you really locked your background in when you set your background. but if they can edit, they can go back in and change. So this one was a New Year's share out, a New Year share out, where they could grab a Post-it note feature, which is all the same. So let's talk about the features. Pen, here it is. Pen is the same colors and size of writing on a jam. Your eraser's the same. Your default, your arrow when you come back to normal. Students can grab a Post-it note this way on the left side. The sticky notes can be all different colors, as you already probably know. Here's my favorite. You can insert an image now, and this is huge. So today, for example, I actually put grid paper by uploading. I used grid paper for math. That grid paper, you can see my files here. So you can upload an image of basically anything. Go back and you could see that in my files here, I have some Bitmojis. You can insert a Bitmoji of yourself. But on this one, it was funny. I inserted my family's holiday photo. That was pretty funny. I'm going to show you that in a second. But you can also insert an image from a camera that you can take live. You can even Google image search if you're doing angles. You can do math angles. You can grab any image from Google, from your drive. You can do that, or Google Photos, which is more personal. This was some of my banners. You can pull anything and put it right there on a jam, which is awesome. Circles, you can insert the circle shape here. No, you can't see it because I have my background. Let's see it. This was one of the math problems that we wrote on, and today's video is just about showing you different ways in which you can use these new jams here. So when you click the circle, it's going to give you all different shapes. You put it on there and boom, you can use those shapes any which way that you want to. I'm going to delete it for now. Text box is pretty much the same. You can write on anything, and I'm going to show you some of the jams that I use, so don't worry about that. But what I really wanted to show you is how impactful it is, and how monumental it is if you can change that own background. So for example, I pressed upload background, so I can upload any background. So remember when I was talking about in math, you can upload a quadrant to a background. So on that jam, boom, I pulled one of those images and I made a quadrant. How powerful is this now that you can use your pen and you can write? That's a horrible heart. I promise I don't really draw like that. But anyway, you can put your quadrants and you could then do anything. Heart, I made a heart. Now I'm going to write out the word heart. Okay, you guys get it. Again, I'm talking fast because I do not like long videos myself. My job here is just to give you an overview. So let's go into something else. Let me show you something else in terms of what these jams could look like. So I am in my drive. Let's go to more Google Jams. Okay, Chloe today did an assignment where this was a word problem. I stuck the word problem in a set background. She wanted to use Post-it notes to solve that word problem. I started grading by showing her what I wanted. She gave me the wrong answer, which was 56 at the bottom, and I wrote, oops. So you can also respond back to your students. Let's go back to more jams. I want to show you, this is another math frame. I have 8 frames in this lesson. This lesson is coming up for the end of the week. Area models and partial products. Again, you can add Bitmojis. I want them to grab some materials, essential question and objective. Again, they're solving this math problem. Step 1, I want them to do this. Step 2, I also encourage my students to use their notebook as much as possible. And then they can upload. So when they make the partial products, they can use the pen feature or they can use the text box. My students are pretty good. They use Jamboard almost every day. So they're pretty savvy in terms with using, if they decide whether they want to use the pen feature or a text box feature. Okay, so again, that's some of the things you can do with Jamboard. Let's get out of here. I want to show you some other ways I use Jamboard. I use Jamboard for my holiday card this year with the students. I wanted to give my students a holiday card, so here's my family. Yay! I also told them over the break, don't forget to do an extra math challenge. Now, because jams are like slides, you know, when you're in your Google Classroom, Oh boy, where's my Google Classroom? Let's find it. So when you're in your Google Classroom, you can also post these jams any which way you want to. So here I am. So on my stream, I think I posted, here is my holiday card right here. So they were able to see it. So that's it's really cool. I got so excited. Students really want to be personal with their teacher. They want to know what their teacher is like and what their teacher does on their free time. And, I just think it's a nice way to, personalize things a little bit. So another thing, again, so that's another way to personalize things with Jamboard. Now that you can upload your images and set your own backgrounds, it's a really great way to add photos of your students. If you have a photo consent form, you can do things like that. My co-teacher, my gen ed teacher that I work with, she also uses Jamboard a lot in terms of math instruction, because now you can take snippets from a textbook, and put it into your jam. I'm looking for other ideas to show you. Sometimes, like I said, it's just literally a notebook. It turns into a notebook of math ideas. Here we were, solving those math partial products. This is my own handwriting. I took a picture of my notebook and then I did the insert image or set background. You could really decide how you want to do it. But again, guys, I wanted to just show you quickly some of the new features with Jamboard. Let's go back one more time. I don't plan many of my videos. So again, you can just get an idea, if you can zoom in somehow, of how I use Jamboard. In terms of literacy, you could set the background to a reading passage. So if you can go onto ReadWorks, you take a snapshot or you can download. Here's a poem. This was around Thanksgiving. I wanted them to think of and read this poem and think about each letter represents things they are thankful for. And then they had to respond with a Post-it. These are called frames. So on each frame, you could really elaborate this assignment. This was only one period, and it's nice. This was also where students can edit so that they can see their friend's profile. Not their friend's profile, what am I saying? Their friend's Post-it note. And it's really fun because this is live. So when you're sharing your screen, it's going to start moving around, and they get excited when they see the response from their friends. So I'm going to go back to classroom screen. I hope that Jamboard, the feedback that I gave you and the examples that I gave you will help you understand what Jamboard is all about. And honestly, the possibilities are endless what you can do with Jamboard. I cannot wait to see you again. Thank you for subscribing to Heart in Teaching. I hope this video wasn't too long, and I hope everyone is having a great start to the new year. And I will see you next time. Okay, guys, I also wanted to show you how we are getting to Jamboard. Just in case you didn't know, we're going to that Waffle or Google Suite, and then we're going to slide down, look for the music note. At least that's what it looks like to me. And then you see the new plus sign. So it's going to pull up any jams that you already had. Then you're going to go to your plus sign here to make a new Jamboard. And for sake of just this video, I will just put today's date as the title of my jam. So you're going to name your jam. Okay. And I wanted to show you the power of using Jamboard for literacy purposes. So on my other computer, I went into ReadWorks to just grab a passage to show you how easy it is to take a picture or screenshot your reading passage, and you could set that as the background to your jam. So I took a screenshot of the ReadWork passage that I wanted. And you could do this for a textbook, anything. So here it is in my files. I'm going to set it as a background, and boom, there it is as the background to my jam. You can use this in live time, obviously. You can highlight some of the features so that your students can see possibly where you are. Your students can see special vocab words that you might want to extract from the passage. You can use the pen feature. You could even use the text box feature where you can maybe have them take out the words that you want them to type, or actually you can have them define the word and use that in the text box. But basically, I just wanted to show you how easy it was to apply a background with a reading passage. I hope this was helpful, and thank you again for subscribing to Heart in Teaching. When I find out something new, I'm excited to share it with you. So have a great day. Bye.